Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick told local reporters that he is working with the administration on an effort for a way to deal with the tens of thousands of illegally immigrant children pouring into the U.S.-Mexico border. He said, my inclination is to remember what happened when a ship full of Jewish children tried to come into the United States in 1939, and the United States turned them away, and they went to their deaths in Nazi concentration camps. Is that one for you? Pat is trying. Pat's already got the incense lit.
That is agonizing.
That's one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard. To say sending these children back
to their house
in
Central America is akin to
the
sending
Nazi concentration camps. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the kids, and we've reported on them, some of the kids are escaping real problems.
Yeah.
But that's not the majority of them.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you go and you look at each case and say, yeah, okay, send back you. Mm-hmm. To quote the president of Mexico, send back you. But that's not what he's talking about. You're telling me that this is akin to the Jews in the concentration camps? That is so outrageous. So I would like to help Governor Deval Patrick, and I mean this sincerely. I'm so close to doing this. We've raised $2 million to feed. We have done mercy. I truly mean this. I don't know if you can show me the math. If you can show me how things work, I'll do it. If you can show me how we naturalize people, you can show me how we don't have criminals coming in. You can show me how we don't cripple our schools, we don't cripple our hospitals. If you can show me these things, okay. But you're asking me to trust you. And you're also not including me in any of the decisions. You're just shipping these people all across the United States. You won't even tell me where they're being shipped. So you and politicians must know something that I don't know. So I would really like to take these illegals. Dan in Cleveland. Let me take line 2. He's on the same kind of path that I'm on. Dan, go ahead. What's your suggestion?
2 words, sanctuary cities.
There you go.
Send the illegals
to the sanctuary cities. They're the ones who say that they can figure it out.
Sadly, that's Houston. That's Dallas. In addition to San Francisco and others.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts. Send them. Send them. And I understand that means Dallas, Texas. But it means Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
And Dallas, Texas will have to deal with the problems in Dallas, Texas. Now, I don't say sanctuary cities. I say let's send them directly to Deval Patrick's neighborhood. There's got to be a place in Deval Patrick's neighborhood where we can send 2,000 illegal immigrants, and we can send them in his neighborhood. He's not going to want it. Now, they just did this in my neighborhood. We have people in
2,000 of them.
2,000 in a town of 26,000. 2,000 in a town of 26,000. Okay, we can afford it. We can afford it. We're a wealthy community. Okay. All right. I don't know how that's going to impact my schools. I don't know how that's going to impact our hospitals. I don't know how that's going to impact anything. I don't know how that's going to impact our crime.
Well, it's not positive, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not going to be a positive, but I don't know. But these guys, I'm not asking for it. They are. Deval Patrick is. Nancy Pelosi is. The President of the United States is. I would really love to, if I didn't have unchristlike feelings of what that are driving me to say I'm going to do this, I would do this today. But I'm not. I don't believe it is the Spirit of Christ that is making me want to do this. But I would love to raise the money to send 2,000 children to Martha's Vineyard this summer,
where the president is going to be
He's on
vacation
10 acres. He's on 10 acres.
For 16
Certainly,
days.
he cares enough to have them just drop, not pick and choose, not just bus loads or plane loads. Just haphazardly, they're going to send them to Glenn Beck's community or the president's community. Good. Let's send them right to the president's community.
I mean, this is 10 acres of forested estate with hot tubs and basketball and tennis courts. This would be a great time for the kids.
That's exactly right.
They could have a great
now,
time.
they will say that the president needs security. What, I don't?
Yeah.
You don't?
We all do.
You don't? Your neighbor doesn't? The person who lives in a trailer park doesn't need security? We all need security, Mr. President.
According to Josh Earnest yesterday, we don't even have the right to know.
We don't. And beyond that, we don't only have the right to not know. That is one law. That's a quote. If you have it, you play it. It made my head pop.
I do.
You have it? Play it.
There are privacy rights that are included in the law that this administration is committed to enforcing and following.
Oh, my God.
Really? Really? It's the one law they're committed as far as illegal immigration to enforcing and following.
And it seems like that law
It's just unbelievable.
doesn't apply to be enforced to the citizens who are supposed to be exempt from all their snooping and they're supposed to have lots of privacy rights.
Exactly.
They don't get any benefit from that.
Exactly right.
I don't know that you're singing.
I'm just trying to sing a hymn or anything I can think of to make me feel the spirit because I'm not feeling it when he says that.
So we're going to abide by the privacy rights of particular individuals. We're also going to enforce the law, and we're also going to do our best to communicate with the public precisely what this administration is doing.
Neighborhoods have a right also to understand if illegal immigrants are coming into their neighborhood?
Well, I guess I don't understand the question entirely.
Can you believe that?
It's really hard to understand.
Ed Henry asks, well, the homeowners don't have a right to know that these illegal immigrants are coming into their neighborhood?
Well, I don't understand the question.
Am I speaking English? Is English your first language? What do you mean you don't understand that question? Amazing.
Live across the street from one of these facilities where you're sending people. Do they have a right to know that they're going to be showing up, illegal immigrants?
Well, what this administration is committed to doing is working with state and local officials to coordinate our efforts.
I'm tired of the stuff. I'm tired of the state and local officials. I'm tired of anyone named an official. I really am. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. What are our governors doing? Our states are in peril. What are they doing? I have Rick Perry on today at 5 o'clock. I'm going to ask him, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, he's going to say, well, I want the National Guard. I want to call it then call out the National Guard, Governor.
Well, he's going to say, I can't.
Yes, you can. If this isn't an invasion, and the people of Texas will stand behind you, somebody has to do something. And he's going to say, are you ready for this one? I want 1,000 National Guardsmen.
And he's been saying that since 2005.
That was for the problem in 2005. If you put 1,000 National Guard, correct me if I'm wrong, that is one guardsman for every mile across that border. What are they going to do? What is that going to do? I'm sorry, but we need the National Guard called up on our border. This is insane. It's suicide. And you cannot have mercy without justice. And you cannot have justice without mercy. Now, we are doing our mercy part. We are doing our part for mercy. We do not hate illegal aliens. We do not hate people who are different. And anybody who says that, anybody who accuses you of that, you remind them, you challenge them. Who else has raised $2 million, and I'll bet you by the time it's all said and done, it'll be $3 million. Who else has raised over $2 million to help people? Who else? And specifically, those people you are now saying I hate. Tell me. Nobody else. Nobody on MSNBC. Nobody on Fox. Nobody on CNN. Nobody else. Well, the churches have. Do you know who the churches have called and asked for help? Us. The churches have asked us for help. So don't tell me that I hate anybody, because I don't. I am trying my hardest as a human being, and you are too. to do as the Lord commands us, to love one another, to feed the poor, to comfort the frightened, to heal the sick, to protect the weak. We're doing it. We're doing it. It is now the responsibility of those quote, end quote, officials to do their job on justice. And I'm sorry, but I do not accept from the most transparent administration or from that fraud of a party called the Republicans, I do not accept that we are not allowed to be a part of that conversation. It is my community as well. You are not in charge of our communities. We as taxpayers, you are not the king. You work for us. We have to be involved in the situation. It is time for someone to stand up and say, look, Deval Patrick, this is insulting. I'm not going to name call. I'm not going to call for, again, the fraud that is the ADL to come out and say something against you. I'm going to dismiss this rhetoric that sending people back home to their families in their own country is akin to, where were you, Deval Patrick, when Elian Gonzalez was sent back to Cuba? Were you saying that then? Mom comes over on a raft and dies trying to get her son here. Sent back home to dad with an armed kick down of doors in the middle of the night. Were you saying that then? Or were you saying it's right to unite with the parents? Because, believe it or not, I took the contrarian view at the time and said he should be with his dad. I'm consistent. Are you, Deval? But I refuse to listen to people like Deval Patrick. I refuse to listen to the governor of Maryland, who has come out openly and said, we have to take care of these children. And then behind closed doors calls the White House and says, but not in Maryland. Really? Really? I would really like to see somebody take Google Maps and find the places around these politicians' houses. And find the big YMCA that could take another 500 people. Let's put them in the YMCA right down the street from Nancy Pelosi's house at her vineyard. Let's find the places where we can shelter these people in the actual neighborhoods where these people live. They will not do it, I guarantee it. Because they have special needs. You, on the other hand, well, of course you have to take it because they know better than you.